All right. So now we're gonna do a little bit of Inception. So he graded these different character designs that you guys submitted to him in this video. So I am gonna give you my grade as well. So let's see if his grade and my grade, let's see what happens. Or you might get a migraine. Let's see if our grades align. So let's get it.
Here, I see you've targeted one of my weaknesses. I am a sucker for grandmas. What's up, guys? Welcome. Today we're going to be taking a long, hard look at some of your characters, and I want to give each one a grade, going all the way from S, which is like the best, chef's kiss, I love it, to A, B, C, and all the way down to D. And in this case, D stands for God damn. That's a lot of room for improvement. But don't worry, it's not a failing grade, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to make your characters
D
even
is a
more
failing
compelling.
grade.
But also, please remember, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to
F.
listen to anything I say. I'm just another nut on the internet. Anyways, guys, so some of the key themes to character design and good character design
Let's just
involve
fast forward.
silhouettes,
Let's
shape
just see the
7 feet
let's
tall.
get into the meat and potatoes of these characters. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Okay. I This person is 7 feet tall. Abnormally long limbs due to failed mimi mimicry of humans by the volcanic ancestors. Bad posture from his height. Or at least they added information of this character, but it just looks unfinished to me. Like I don't like the proportions, even though they're saying that it's deliberate. You can, like, first of all, with bad postures, right? If you're gonna do a character design, best believe you need to exaggerate. So if the person has a bad posture, they should have it more like you're an old person. Like you're like this. Like this should be like a gesture or angle of the character like that, or the character like this, or the character just like hunched over, like the hunchback of Notre Dame. Like it needs to showcase that, and it's just not seeing that. It looks like good posture, just bad anatomy. Just being honest. I mean, I'm just telling it like it is. Um, it's just not working for me. This Procreate or whatever the program using to make this character design, I would have to give this a D tier. And like you said, room for improvement. You know, like you got to start off somewhere. I would say work on anatomy, work on face expressions because the character is not given no face expression at all. It's just no. We want to see personality. We want to see this. We want to see this. You know, like let me switch the angle so you guys can see. Like there's a difference between just if you're gonna do that, at least have a main composition image to show face expression. You gotta have either one or the other or both. So definitely have something different from this to like have something like this, that, this, that. Like exaggerate. If the person is a sad person, exaggerate on how sad this person is, you know? Um so that way your character has a good design, pops out. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But let's move on. Let's see here. Okay, so now we got this is a good gesture, by the way. Good gesture. Anatomy pose. It's really hard to captivate something like this, especially with the hands.
On her
So
face. And you know what? I love the pose.
it's cool, but I don't, and I like the face expression as well. I wish there was more in it than just that pose. Like, where's the other faces of this character? Is this character always a brute? Is this character always angry? You know, does this character get sad? I don't know enough information other than just, hey, this is a good running pose position. Um, that's it. I will have to give this a C just because it needs more.
She's not super stylized in her
Oh, there we
proportions.
go. This, yeah, but then that I still don't understand. It's like she's happy here, but then she's sad. I mean, not sad. She's angry here running, but then she's just happy. Like I'm confused, and I do agree with Sam Does Art. Like there needs to be more characteristics. Like, does it have give it some accessories, some earrings, have some graphic logos or shapes inside of the clothes, the torso clothes. You know, like it's just something looking like it's a work in progress.
Portions or silhouette, but it works for her character. And here I can see that you've got some more facial expressions, which is always great.
Okay, she's smiling while she's beat up. Okay.
In order to flesh out a character's,
Okay, that's good. It still needs more. It still needs more. It still looks incomplete to me.
personality, you want to be able to draw them in different settings and different moods. And these are great. You've got sad
Yeah, but that's the
expression.
this is good for concept as far as like trying to continue the consistency of the character, but it's not giving me too much of the personality of the character. Is this person always angry? Like think of it like Goku and Vegeta. Like Vegeta is always stern. He's always a brute. You never see him laughing. You rarely see him smiling. He always and when he smiles, he always got that evil smirk on his face or condescending, right? And then look at Goku. He's always bubbly, right? And then the times where he needs to get upset and get serious, that's when you see that. But his normal character design is always happy. And that's what I mean. Um, I'm just not really seeing something that is potent with this character. It's just a bit all over the place.
You've got angry expression, a little bit of everything. Now she's going to get a B rating from me, but if you want to bring her up to an A, here's the thing. See if you can maybe incorporate something in her actual design that'll indicate to me that maybe she came from some kind of scientific experiment or just
I agree with that too.
related to the theme of space bending, because I feel like that's a huge part of her character, right? You want to tell these stories through the design of your character themselves. Now, if you can find a way to actually implement that and submit this character back to me again, you'll probably get an A or even an S rating. Well, I don't know. Maybe you'll make her even worse, and I'll have to give you a D. This is my OC, Ava. She's a fighter and loves strawberry Dane.
Uh, the the person needs to work on the mouth, the lips. I'm not a big fan of. I do like the gesture poses from like the all the way to the left. I love the head to toe. I love the anatomy. It looks good, especially the middle. This is my favorite pose right here, and it gives her characteristics that she is a fighter, but she is clearly a hero, not a villain. And it's the only thing that's missing here is like it needs more lights and shadows. I do like the gear though. It kind of reminds me inspiration from Bruce Lee when he had the black and yellow. So I do like their interpretation of that. And then the person got yellow all stars. So clearly the outfit is cool. The blue definitely is inspired by anime with the blue hair, and it does make her stand out. I'm just not liking the lips though when the mouth is up. Like you see, that's kind of like right here. The mouth is slightly. It just doesn't look pretty. Like she's supposed to be beautiful. Everything else works. My favorite pose is this. This is fire. This is really good. This is good too. This just I don't know what happened here. I'm just not liking the face. Not liking it. But overall, this to me gets a this gets a B.
It's just okay. I don't know why I had to know that, but now based on your drawings alone, I could actually tell she was a fighter because of the hand wrappings and the pose that you chose to give her. So that's awesome to me because you really checked off the expression box. And when I say expression, I don't mean just like faces, like I'm talking about the expression of the character's personality. It could be anything from poses to the way they carry themselves, their posture, all the way to their facial expressions. That's all ways of expressing.
Yeah, but I like this is a good example of let me actually like go back to it. Like when it's I want to show the part where it is zoomed in. Okay, right. Is it right here? No. Dang it. It just showed it. Ah. Okay, here it is. So like let me see if I can right here.
In your drawings alone, I could actually tell she was a fighter because of the hand wrappings.
There we go. I just wanted to get this real quick. All right, so this is my problem. Some artists struggle when it comes down to lips. I used to struggle with that as well. I am not a fan of making the outlines of a woman's lips that black. It doesn't look good to me aesthetically. I don't like it. If you are gonna make the outlines that black, at least add a shine to the lips So that way it could look more aesthetically appealing. The face is fine. The eyes are fine. Definitely, of course, inspired by anime, right? This is fire. I really love this. I love this too. The face, cool. The lips is what throws me off because that's the most prominent feature besides the eyes that's attractive in a woman's the lips. So if you mess up on the lips, it kind of could just it's like a bodybuilder where they got all this muscle but they got a bubble gut. It's like I know your muscles are crazy, but your gut, that muscular gut, I can't overlook it. And that's how I look at it when it comes down to this. Let me give you an example of what I've created before. This is like old school that I made. So you see how like I know the anatomy here is jacked up. I know this was years ago. Um, but I'm talking about like you see how the lips are here. I create the black outline, right? But once you add that white stroke around it, I know it looks like got milk, but it helps. It makes it more dynamic. And then you add a little bit of like a shine to it. It makes it look more three dimensional. So you always want to keep that in mind. Um, that and then what's another one that's like really old that a few years ago that I made. So this one too, like just keep that in mind. Think about got milk. Got milk. Yeah. So you see how this one just create a white outline. And if you don't want to create a white outline to be consistent with the red, because all of these work perfectly, mainly because it's far away and the black outline is not as prominent. So with this, I will make the outline thinner. Just make the outline, especially right here. This is too thick. And I understand why they did that because they want the lips to pop out, right, from the skin. But you don't need to make it that dark. And then just continue it right here. Like just continue that line. Why does it stop right here? Like just continue the line and make this thinner. But overall, like I said, I'm gonna give this an A. I'm gonna give this A. I think I gave it a B. I'm gonna give it an A. It's fine. It's a good character design.
And the pose that you chose to give her. So that's awesome to me because you really checked off the expression box. And when I say expression, I don't mean just like faces, like I'm talking about the expression of the character's personality. It could be anything from poses to the way they carry themselves, their posture, all the way to their facial
Ava.
expressions. That's all ways of expressing their personality. Now, aside from that, another thing that I think you did really well is you included a full body shot, a pose shot, as well as a close up of the
And
character's
that's all you
face. And
need.
I like the color scheme here.
And I think for all character designs, that's really all you need. You just need three. And they hit it with flying colors with the haymaker. You don't need to have multiple angles, you know. This right here gives me enough information of the character. You got the full view head to toe, you got the action shot view, and then you just got the close up of her face expression. That's it.
There's a slight complementary color scheme going on here with the blue and the yellow. And I think in any type of setting from any type of distance, you would be able to recognize a character.
Yeah, I mean the real complementary is blue and orange, but I see what he means. Like the blue and yellow is a good contrast with the colors. It pops out. There's nothing here that seems like it's blending too much. Everything is popping out, even with the color of her eyes being green. So it's a very colorful, bright character.
Like this, so you're gonna get an A rating from me. Well
Oh,
done.
so you
Now
both
flesh
gave
out
it
the
A.
backstory a little bit more, huh? What the hell? Why strawberry Danish? Come on. This is amaranthine.
What? Uh, I don't know why people love drawing this right here. Square up. Mm, seems like fun. Anatomy is crazy off, but I don't know if they're doing that on purpose because maybe that's the person's style. Uh, I'll have to give this a C though. I'll give it a C. If you are gonna purposely make the anatomy off, then just go all out. Go all out. Make it more exaggerated of the proportions, like the one at the bottom. All right, but that's what's throwing it off. Cause it's like the one at the bottom and the one right here is not exactly the same as far as the proportion. So I'll give it a C.
Oh my
I like the
god, you
color
guys with
palette.
the
That's the only thing I
names.
can
Why is
say.
it like
Composition
impossible
color
for
palette.
artists to give their OCs normal names? Now, even though I know nothing about this character, I do like the color scheme. I like the way the hair matches with the clothing, but I'm gonna have to give you a C because honestly, I'd like to see a little bit more clarity in the silhouette. I'd like to see a little bit more of a confident shape language in the way that you depict this character. You know, there's a thing in traditional 2D animation where a character that's a lot more friendly tends to have rounder shapes and rounder, softer
True.
edges, whereas a character who's supposed to be like a villain, think
Edgy.
Scar versus Mufasa, right? They've got much more angular
Mm-hmm.
shapes, like much sharper features. So the shapes
Yeah.
you use and the silhouettes that you craft for your character can actually have a huge impact on the way they appear to the viewer. Pay attention to that and give me a little bit more clarity in the shape language, and you can bring this character all the way up to an A. Okay, so this is very cool. Just by
Okay. Fire symbol. Uh oh, you know what? I give this person props because they actually, and you don't normally see this actually. I know some people like, what do you mean? It's supposed to be an alien? No. This is someone who has vitiligo. And props to this artist who actually put a character that has vitiligo. I don't think I've ever seen that before in terms of a character that has that, you know. And I'm not talking about Boondocks with Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Like with the reverse vitiligo. That was funny and stupid. That's the point. Um, but a character with vitiligo is cool. I like the character design. Like her outfit is, no pun intended, it is fire. However, since it's so good, I would love to see it from different angles. I want to see it from a 3/4 view. I want to see it from a back view. It needs that. And also, I don't understand why have different hairstyles and it's the same front view. It just throws me off. Like have a different angle than just the same. It looks like it's a copy and paste and they just decided to change the hairstyle. Like I don't it just looks lazily done to me. But I do like the ambition of doing something different of a character. That is very unique. Um, I will give this a B just because of that, and also the apparel, just the costume alone is really good.
looking at your drawings of this character, I can tell that there's some kind of fire theme going on here. Maybe she was burned as a child and she has fire powers.
But I will still is I'm gonna still give it a B, but I would say like the face needs more work. It needs to be more polished. It just seems a bit jagged and unfinished.
I don't know, but it's very intriguing. I love the shape language and the costume design that you've used here. I really like how the dress flares out at the bottom and creates like a wider base, and that makes her almost look like a little fire that's burning upwards. It's really cool. This is 100% gonna be an A rating for me. Now, the only thing that
What? Nah, I definitely disagree. I definitely disagree. It still looks unfinished. We need more like angles, just like the one with the blue hair. It had a close up view and it had two different head to toe angles, one straight forward and another one with a pose. I think it needs that. So I cannot give this a A. Cannot. And also, if you guys want to submit your artwork to me, just go on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM and all that stuff, and then we can make a video like this.
that's going to take you to S is probably just a little bit of small refinements to your line art and your shape language, just more technical things. But I think in terms of the design for the character, this is awesome. This is perfect. Now, I love this one because there is
This is definitely inspired by anime. But let's face it, this is professionally done. Like, there's nothing I can really say that's like, you need to do more of that. Like, nah. I mean, I could nitpick with the line work, but the line work is cohesive. Like, this is to me, this is the S tier. Why? Because number one, the face expression shows her innocent personality from multiple angles. Um, the costume is very calm, which represents her, and then the cusiness of that little strand being blonde gives a really good color contrast. So that way she looks different from. I think that little blonde streak was absolutely needed because if she didn't have that, I would say this is boring because it just looks like a typical character. but it's still professionally done. Don't get me wrong. But that yellow, like just that little imperfection, I wouldn't even call it imperfection, that asymmetrical style, that contrast that pops out is what I like a lot because I feel like the eyes are just way too boring. Like the eyes are brown and the hair is brown. Like so it needed that yellow streak, you know? So that way it has a unique look. Because if that wasn't there and the whole thing was brown, then her eyes needed to be like a neon color, like a bright blue or like a green, you know. But overall, even down to the amount of technicality of the clothing that she's wearing here, you could see the inseams of that with the highlight of that. Yeah, this is a S tier easily.
So much expressiveness to this character. I feel
This is
like you can
professionally done.
really get a sense of the character's personality by just looking at some of these headshots and some of these expressions. I love the drawn in blur on the hand movement. Gives her like
Oh,
a
I didn't even
very
notice
quirky
that.
feeling. You
That's
can
cool.
immediately get a sense of her personality. And also, I would say, in terms of the shape language, technically speaking, she's got a very strong silhouette with the body.
Look, and my favorite part of this is also like this person is really good at clothing apparel texture. Like they're able to make the skin so simple and clean, and then they're able to have nice, clean textures of the lights and shadows of the clothing to give it that variety, as if like it's believable that this person is wearing clothes. Sometimes people struggle with that, where it's like the skin and the clothes are the same type of texture. Um, so I really like the way they were able to execute. They're really good at clothing ripples and fabric with lights and shadows, which is not easy to do.
Bob cut, and you've got some very strong shapes on the back of the hoodie there. I also love that
Yeah,
little hint of
easy S
warm
tier.
yellow on her hair, which
Easy S
contrasts
tier.
beautifully with the blue that she seems to like wearing. So yeah, my only complaint is I would love to see more of her. You know, maybe some more expressions, some more poses, maybe give me some backstory too. But as it stands, that's going to be an A for
He gives it an A. Nah, that's an S, man. There's nothing. I mean, I get what he's saying. He wants more, but I think it's fine. I don't think it needs more. And if it is more, that's how that's shouldn't that be a S? I mean, again, everybody got their own opinion, but to me, that should be a S. Like everything is good, and I want more. I want to see more of this character because the design works. Now, if it only had um this and this, but not this, then I'll say I need more. The only thing I could say as nitpicking, going by based on him saying he needs more, maybe have one where there is a head to toe because this is only just head to kneecap. But then that's it.
from me. Okay, this is very cool. I love the
I like this too. This is very concept art driven, and I always love seeing when artists are able to like draw characters, but also they write, like showing you their thought process. Like, oh, this wing represents this. This person has this outfit because of what happened in the past. They have this face expression. I love seeing that. Like, it reminds me of like Leonardo da Vinci when he was just studying anatomy, and you will see the drawing, and you will see the him writing and all that stuff. It just looks cool.
monochromatic, very desaturated and pastel.
But my nitpicking is that maybe that's the world of it being monochromatic like that. To me, is too monochromatic. If everybody has that type of color palette, then that works perfectly fine. Otherwise, it's too monochromatic to the point where it looks unfinished. It just looks like it's on your sketchbook and you're just doing all of this. But overall, I'll give this mm, I'll give this an A, only because the face expression is consistent. This person is monochromatic, just like her face expression is, right? Very like nonchalant, and the wings not even being up. It's kind of like downward. It's cool. It's cool. I can't. Don't like I said. I'm only nitpicking. I wish there was a bit more color. That's me being biased. Um, but it works.
color palette for the character. I think the silhouette works great with the wings, especially with the drawing on the right side where the wings kind of fold up and they almost look like a skirt. That's just a very cool touch of character design and a very cool use of the silhouette. Now, in terms of expressiveness, I would say she's actually got tons of that, because even though you might look at this and say, well, she's got no expressions, she looks so deadpan. But to me, that looks like a crucial aspect of her personality that
That's exactly what I was just saying, but I don't need to beat a dead horse.
really shows through not only in the close-up but also in her poses. So for the effect that you were trying to achieve, you got it. This is going to be an absolute A tier. Now again, refine that line work a little bit more and maybe push the shape language just a little bit more, and I think you can easily get this to an S tier. Really good work, man. You guys are making me proud. I feel like a proud dad. This is the face of a proud father of 2 million children. They call me Chinggis Khan. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. This
Metal Obi. This is Metal Obi. He is a superhero with a power to digest anything in his body, can adapt to specific conditions so that way he can digest them and his body can use them as energy. For example, if he magna his gauntlet starts to flow to glow red and he punches enemies with that. If he drink acid, he puke it to the device on his belly, can speed up the process of food, turn into energy with the pipes that are directly connected to his arm, and device on his back does the same thing, although I'm planning to change its purpose. I like the concept of this. I and I also like the face expression of it. Let me just
is a superhero with the
I
power
thought it would not be as dimmed, but I like it. It's This is my favorite part right here. This looks unfinished. They both look unfinished, but I like this more just because of the 3/4 view and the face expression of of the character Eden. Um, I think it just needs to be fleshed out more. But that's pretty much it. But it's funny though, and it's unique. So I'll give this a B.
to digest anything. His body can adapt to specific conditions so that he can digest them. Oh, Jesus. You know what? I actually really like your use of colors here. You know, the analogous colors of yellow and green. And I'm a big fan of this chunky and exaggerated silhouette. Now, as it stands right now, just based on these two drawings, I'm going to give him a C rating. I think this concept is fantastic.
Yeah.
But because he's like this crazy superhero who's super unrealistic, make his silhouette even crazier. I want to see you push his proportions even more. If he likes to eat, make his body huge, make him look like it, and get me some clothes.
I do agree. Give him a gorilla proportion. That would be cool. Like he got keep the arms being jacked, big, brolic, but give him that bodybuilder's bubble gut. Give him that big gut, and then let that be like a metal, like a dome, because he eats a lot, and it kind of just, and you can see it like an amplifier, like where it goes like from green to red or whatever, like showing how much fullness he has, and he's able to just project like a bazooka. Like I just want to see something like big and crazy like that, and then make the face expression like that. You know. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Metal old. Let me take a screenshot of this. Maybe I can like reach out to him or something. I don't know. Cause that's a cool concept that I can like. Maybe I can like draw something and like send it to him. Like, yo, man, I made this based upon what you created, you know, and take it as paying homage to him, inspiration. And if you guys want me to do stuff like that for your drawing, just follow me on Instagram. Let me know. Send me a DM.
Close-ups of his face. I would love to see that. You can easily get this up to an A. Too many of these, but you know, she's got
That's cute. Let's see. Let me see if she can. Oh, I just let the
some cool
video play.
features, and you've got some cool drawings of this
Oh,
character. Now, this third
oh,
slide
they
is
did
what
like
got me. Okay, so I
animation.
was gonna put you in B tier, but I don't know. The fact that you animated this character and she just has so much personality.
Yeah, I'm gonna still give it. Now I gotta give it an A too, just because they did animation, and animation is actually pretty smooth too. And they drew a traditional ended. Yeah, I gotta give it an A. They did a lot of work with this character. But let me go back to how it looks here. I think it works. I think it works. They show the front view, they show the back view, they show the face expression. I don't understand the color. Okay, that is the color palette because the green eyes is right there. Okay, yeah, I think yeah, this to me gets an A tier. Is I like the weird anatomy of the hands and feet. Like the hands is like Wreck-It Ralph type, you know? It's a really fun, different from a human proportion. I give it an A. I give it an A.
This character. Now, this third slide is what got me. Okay, so
This character, it seemed as if she just made this like her or his mascot, and that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
I was gonna put you in B tier, but I don't know. The fact that you animated this character and she just has so much personality, I love this. This right here is gonna bump you up to an A because instantly now I feel a connection with this character. I love the
And
contrast.
all of the little nuances of the animation, down to like the hair bouncing, like it just is so fluent.
Black and white horns. I love that you have a very distinct style, and I love that
That's a
you've
good gift
injected
too.
so much personality to your character. Well done. Okay, again, this is very fun in terms.
Wow. Um, that is extremely stylized, and I for some reason I really like it. I love the pastel colors. I love like the whole pink and the blue. She got the one horn, the face expression. This looks like it could be like some sort of like a comic book with this style alone. It's super stylized. I don't know how they're able, like they make it look so effortless. And I like that the person, this artist didn't even like draw the hands. I like that. It's just something about the whimsicalness, like almost like you're like in real life when you're seeing someone moving, you're not able to capture, like your eyes are not able to capture, like me doing this, right? You're not able to capture the definition of my hands because I'm moving, right? And it just kind of gives me that right here. So now all the time you need to draw hands, and this person can draw hands. You can see right here they very like everything is stylized from the hands to the neck to the face. Different type of influence from anime that I've ever, like one of the things I've ever seen. Let's see if there's
Of the
more. If
style. Now, if you
not, I would say I wish they had a close up view of the face, but the composition works. I don't know if this is so much of a character design. It's more than just a character design. It's more like it's world, like the world building of the style. I'll give it a S.
just try to squint and focus your eyes on the character instead of all this stuff going on in the background, you can actually see that there's a very
Yeah, and I think that's purposely done because at first I was gonna say that like, ugh, it's so hard to read, but I kind of like that though. Like maybe yeah, the strokes of the outline could be a little bit thicker, but I don't know. There's something that's unique about it that the style of it looks like it's done on purpose to be like that.
very strong shape language here, and there's a very interesting flowy silhouette to this character, which I love. It's very distinct, very unique, and the style I feel like is probably something that's very unique to you, which is fantastic. But I'm gonna give this a B because she's not all that readable, especially against this
I gave it an
background that
S.
consists of
It
the
is what
same
it is.
colors as her. Usually when we're doing a character sheet, we want that character to be the only focal point that you're looking at, so this is a little
I agree with him, but I just look at it like this, where the world building, like not even the world, but just the overall feeling of it, the vibe as people call it, is there. Like, and it's something that I've never seen something like this, you know? Um and the colors just flows. Flows, man.
little bit distracting, but I feel like if you take that out and then refine the lines a little bit for her silhouette, this is going to be an A, no doubt. Oh my goodness. Thea.
Mm, I nah. The reason why this doesn't work for me, I do like the composition, but it's only one drawing. That's what throws it off. Like it's literally just the same drawing, but just a new layer, zoomed it in, and lowered opacity. So I can't give it a high grade. The backdrop does work with the monochromatic feel to it. The sword, how does the weapon have more definition and more polish than the character? I don't understand that. Um, I'll give this a C. I gotta give it a C. It just looks incomplete.
Yeah, Thea is an ancient dragon with immense power. She chose to live as a half-human to conceal her identity and tried to find out the mysteries behind the Great War. Now, I really enjoy this character because if we just look at the second slide, you can see there's a very distinct
Okay, that looks fire. That looks better than the actual. It's a great silhouette, I have to say, but that looks better than the drawing itself.
focus from
It's a
you
beautiful
on
silhouette.
the silhouette, which is awesome. I love to see that. And I really like that the horns are a distinct part of the character silhouette that you can tell instantly, that there's some type of mixing going on with the race of this character. And you can also see that in the scales that are slightly visible on the character's bellies. And again, the color scheme is very tame, it's very muted, but you've got a good level of balance here with the contrast of the black horns to the white hair and the very bright eyes. It just stands out. It really does. And I think this is fantastic. I would love to see even more of this character, maybe some expressions, some poses, but just based on this alone, I'm a big fan of this character, so I'm going to be giving.
Nah, I disagree with him. Everything he said, I agree, but I disagree with giving it an A only because there's only one drawing. Like I need more. Like forget about the same drawing, but you just made it bigger and lowered opacity. Like I want different face expressions. I want headshots. I want um another view like that's more like a torso view from head to torso or head to shoulders. Like I'm just not getting anything. It's just one. The horns, everything he's saying, I agree with. Everything here looks good. It still looks unfinished and rough to me, especially when you see that zoomed in version. It don't need to be fully polished, but at the same time, it needs to be a little bit more refined. So I still will give it like a C.
Giving her an A. Oh my god, is that a
Oh man, there's so many character designs like this on DeviantArt. I don't understand. I guess it's just a style people like, but I'm just gonna let SamDoesArt rock it out.
for boys and girls? We found a D tier. Oh wow, look at
Yeah,
that.
he just said it. Okay, he didn't even bother. Yeah, because I wouldn't bother too much of that either. I'm not saying artwork is bad. It's just not my forte. Oh, this is great. This is amazing. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love that it's complementary colors. That is green and red, and it works beautifully. And I like the fact that it's muted and like it's it's not bright. It's a unique color look, and I love the gestures and I love the different outfits and I love the angles and the different expressions. Like this one is blowing like she's blowing bubble gum, right? But I like that the bubble gum is not pink. It's just this everything is a cohesive color palette from red, green, and tan and off white. This is a S tier. The only thing is like I wish there was a face expression here, but that's fine. This gesture is sick. This person is amazing at drawing from head to toe. It is not easy to draw from head to toe, even down to the shoes. S tier, done. S tier,
I really like this one. Now, I don't know exactly the
easy
backstory
S
of this
tier.
character, but she definitely gives me the vibe of somebody who's very feisty, maybe came from, kind of a tough background. First off, shape, language, and silhouette.
Sick.
Strong, very, very strong. I really like the contrast with the big chunky shoes and the skinny legs, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you're really pushing the proportions, especially in this pose with the big hammer. I just love the weight of that silhouette. Now, in my opinion, I think in terms of color, you've also done a great job because you've
And this is a perfect example of how it don't even need to be refined with lights and shadows. As long as the line work is cool, um, the colors is prominent, this level is fine. Don't need to be fully polished, but it's enough information for you to understand this character.
got some very muted color schemes here, but still you're using complementary colors with green and red, which is super, super recognizable. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of red in every single drawing, contrasting the green, which again, very strategic, very smart. She's like nonchalant.
This person knows color palette. This is why for people who are artists, I know a lot of people are like, I don't need to go to art school. You don't, but you need to learn the fundamentals. Because when you learn the fundamentals of contrast, complementary colors, which is the purple, yellows, the blues, and oranges, and then the red and greens. When you understand that, and it really helps with, and it really shows as well. Like you know exactly what you're doing. It's not just I'm just talented and I don't know anything. I just could just make something. No, you got to know the language of it.
She's sad and then she's feisty. You know, it's great. This is honestly fantastic, and I really don't think there's too much else you could do to make this a better looking character design. So for that, you're gonna get an S tier. Good job.
Yep.
GG. But what the hell is on his shirt? What is that? Okay, so I actually really like.
It reminds me of Just Said Radio Future for some reason, especially the one all the way to the left. And uh I think the reason why it reminded me of Just Said Radio Future is just because of the outline being white. And I actually did draw that too. Let me see if I can find that. Just Said Radio Future. I drew that before. This one? No. Where did oh, I remember now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This is like here it is. I did like my own version of Just Said Radio Future. So like it reminds me of that. And that's an old game. That game was classic. I heard they're making a new one. But yeah, kind of give me that resemblance. So yeah, this was hard to make too, like just to get the action and fit it into this canvas size that's for YouTube Shorts. This was one of my old channels. So there you go.
Like this
I
transparent.
will give this here. I will have to give this a C grade, just because it just looks unfinished. I don't really like. It don't need like the white outline looks a little jaggedy. You could tell they use the effects tool of the drop shadow. Or should I? Yeah, the drop shadow. Yeah, the drop shadow, and they just open up the opacity. You could just tell, and it does help. Don't get me wrong, because it helps with the dark background for it to pop out more. But just the face and just the anatomy of things, like it just don't work for me. It looks like they just need more time of figuring out ways to make the character look better characteristically. So I'll give it a C.
Neon top. It's giving me cyberpunk vibes, and it's very stylish in contrast, especially with the red shades and the red shoes. But I think because he seems like a very stylish character, I want you to push the proportions even more. So far, right now, based on this sheet, I'm gonna give him a C tier, but
Oh,
you can
see,
try some things like
we're the
make the
same.
shoes even chunkier, make the pants even baggier, maybe crop the top a little bit, or you can make the sleeves even baggier.
Yeah, like it, like even with this is like I'm even gonna show the actual reference of Just Said Radio Future. So even with this, right? Look at Beat, right, from Just Said Radio Future. Like, look at how his his freaking headphones are extremely spiky. Look at that. It's like a huge antenna. It's like this long, right? Fully exaggerated, beautiful silhouette because of that. Down to the skates, right? Skates are humongous. His skates are big. His hands big, and yet he's skinny and elongated. And then his shirt, right, has like not spikes, but it has like different compartments going on too. And then down to the pants having like it's just so much detail that shows how expressive he is. And let's not forget about those dang shades. Look at the shades. Triple the size of normal shades. So gotta keep those, and look at that, and now look at this. Just like it looks like a Nintendo avatar, whatever they call the avatars that you just making on Nintendo games. Like it doesn't have that strong characteristic.
Do something to make the silhouette look even more iconic. And of course, I mean, there are certain cases with certain characters and certain styles where silhouette actually doesn't matter as much, but in this case, in particular, I think a stronger silhouette is what's going to bring this up to an A. Holy Christ, is that a dog lady? Kia?
let's move on. I don't even want to critique this one. He gave it a C. I want to see some, no pun intended.
Be in the A tier. Oh my god, guys.
Oh, this is pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. There's something about white, gray, and orange and black that has a beautiful color palette. Like you really can't go wrong with that. Or like just black and orange. You can't go wrong with that. And I like how calm it is. And her face, this is good. I like the texture that it kind of is graphically applied and it shows that she's a shark lady without it being distracting. Like the background's not distracting. I like that. I would say to lower down the opacity just by a little bit so that way it doesn't distract with the character design. But overall, I like this. I like how certain areas are simple and then certain areas have a nice texture, like down to her fin, like her tail, and then her hair. It really looks professionally done, and it looks like this is to be animated. Like it looks like this is like a still shot of like an animation. That's how good it is. I'm gonna give this a S. Like the outfit is fire. Um, the hair, colors, the color palette. This is professionally done. This is what a character design should look like.
Guys, so we've seen Dog Lady, but we have not seen Narwhal Lady. But honestly, I really enjoy this character design. For this specific art style, I think she's got a very solid silhouette, and that tail is just absolutely unique. And what I really love here is that
Oh, there's even more face expression. Yeah, this is a S tier. This is S tier. This is what I mean by face expressions. This is the whole composition from the back view, front view, head to toe, and then four heads that depicts the character's personality. That's what a character design is supposed to be.
we've rendered her hair makes it look almost like the wet skin on an
Yeah,
actual
silky.
narwhal, which is just cool.
And the reason why that works so much of us looking at the hair a lot is because of the simplicity of the skin being basic. The skin is just one tone and then it has a blush. That's it. And then it just has that same blush. They use that for the shadow at the bottom. So the palette of her skin is so simple. That's the reason why we look at the hair so much. So that's a good way whenever you want to make character designs. Not everything has to be in your face, explosive. Like the skin needs to be silky smooth as well as this silky smooth. Like certain things could be pulled back, so that way you guide the viewer's eyes in terms of what you want the viewers to see, the emphasis of that. So that is a good example of that, and that's graphically done. You know, purposely done.
expressions are great. You get a good sense of her personality. This is gonna have to be in either an A tier or an S tier for me. I mean, I really like this character.
Nah, I
She's
got it. For me,
very
it's S
playful and
easily.
this is just awesome. You know what? Screw it. S
Yeah,
tier. And
yeah.
with
I was
that,
about
we're
to
gonna
say.
end it on a high note. I love.
Let me see. Is that the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. All right. So out of all of them from this video, I would say this is that one that we just saw is one of the best ones. Out of all of them, this is one of the best. And let me show you guys another one. Oh yeah, this one of course too. Um, this is as well as one of the best. And so far as two of them, this one is an honorable mention compared to the others. It's an honorable mention, as well as this one, right? Because she drew this traditionally. She not only made this traditional, she made it digital and she did animation. So this has to be one of the best as well as far as ambition is concerned. What else is really is one of the best ones here? That's an honorable mention. That one is good, but it's not. This one is borderline. It's top. Is up there. I would say yeah. This is one of the best as well. It's one of the best ones that I've seen. I like this one with the Valigo, just the ambition, but it's not one of the best. It's not even an honorable mention, but it's all right. But so far for me, my favorite out of all of them, ooh, that's tough. That's between this one and the last one. The last one was very good. It's between this and this. But if I had to choose, I will have to choose this one. And the only reason why I'm choosing this one is because it has the headshot close up face expression. It has the total package. That's the only reason why I'm choosing this one over the other one. So, what do you guys think in the comment section down below? And also, I also do drawings as well, right? I showed you guys some of my character designs, and this is what I've been doing lately. I just been having fun drawing traditionally on my sketchbook. So half of it I draw as a render, and the other half is black and white using a ballpoint pen. And I do it all with a ballpoint pen. I do not do no sketch with a pencil and then with a pen. Everything is with a pen from beginning to the end. So those suggestions of characters you guys want me to design in the future. All right. And again, if you want to send your work of art, just follow me on Instagram, send me it, and then we'll make a critique video just like what Sam does art, right? So we'll do that if you guys are interested in the future. All right. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.